What's up, guys? This is Kyle from Wax Museum, and I've got something a little different for you today that I hope you'll enjoy. Mrs. Wax Museum and I were at an antique mall in Central Florida. I believe it used to be called Wildwood Antique Mall. Now it's just the Lakeland Antique Mall. And as you can see here, it's got a lot of old Disney stuff. I think they get it straight from Disney. It's some of the recycled stuff, and my wife said that it's a very popular place with some of the TikTok people. That's not really my realm, so I don't know about that, but I'm more into sports memorabilia and sports cards, so even though they had a lot of other fun stuff, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go see what all I can find that's sports related. So I'm going to show some of that stuff to you today, and then every once in a while I'll jump in with some commentary, and I promise I'll do my best to try not to bore you along the way. Okay, so we started off slow with the signed baseballs, but there was something on a shelf in the next booth that really caught my eye, this Reggie Miller McDonald's cup. And I even had Mrs. Wax Museum on board, but I looked at the price and it was $7, so I went ahead and passed. And after going through a number of other booths, I found this one right here, which kind of surprised me. It had a lot of sealed blasters, and I'll let you kind of look at the prices there if you can see them. You see that Prism Mega Box. I think it said $60 on that. And there were some prices in here that weren't bad relative to what you would find at the store. Like the Mosaic Blaster there is $30. You'll see a Flux Blaster here in a moment in the bottom corner. That was $25, which, like I said, is cheaper than the store. But if you go on DA Card World, I think you can get those for like $15 or $16 right now. I wish I could tell you this shirt was at the same booth. That would be appropriate, but it wasn't. I thought I'd throw that in. Maybe you get a kick out of that. On to more wax. If you've ever been to an antique mall or a flea market, you'll know that in a lot of cases, just signed memorabilia is a lot more common to find than cards. So that's a lot of what I saw here. You'll see in a moment, I'm going to pan down to a Walt Frazier signed basketball. And I think, I'll zoom in on the tag here, I think they were asking $100 for this ball. So that's kind of common for what you would see in these types of places. It's not for everyone. I was more so looking for cards, but I thought I'd show some of the signed stuff off as well. Eventually, I did find cards. The first sign of cards I saw was just this random stack of football-based cards. Actually, there's some basketball in there as well. It was just at one of the booths. There wasn't a lot of other sports stuff there. Just, like I said, a random stack, all base cards. They wanted $1 each for all of those. I passed on those. And then I did see, I think these are Magic the Gathering cards, so I was getting closer to seeing more sports cards. I knew there were some there. I've been to this place before, so it was only a matter of time. So this section looked kind of promising here. It was all sports card singles, all individually barcoded, so I didn't go through every card. I kind of got a good feel for it, just picking a card here and there. You can see they're wanting like $350 for that Mike Mussina rookie. I think it's a rookie. Just a Shaq Barrett base card there. Drew Bledsoe, I think that's a base card for $250. So that kind of gives you an idea and shows why I didn't go through the whole thing. Could there have been a hidden gem in there? Absolutely, but I really didn't have the time or the desire to find out. As you saw in that last clip, there were some baseball sets there, and I'll show you some of the singles in this case here that were behind lock and key. But I was more interested in these boxes on the top shelf, and it was kind of hard to see the pricing on those, so I'll adjust the camera here in a moment. What was mostly of interest to me was this 96-97 Collector's Choice. I believe that was the box set, and I think you can get those on eBay for around $150, so I went ahead and passed on that as well. This booth here looked promising. I saw a lot of boxes marked $1. Of course, it depends on what all singles are inside, and I'll give you a little bit better look at that here in a moment and let you decide for yourself. Okay, I'm going to close out with this last minute or so showing you some of the things that I saw in the display cases. Now, this case here had a 10-minute time limit. I can't say that I used any of that up. I didn't ask to look inside of that. And then this case here kind of surprised me because it had a lot of slabbed cards in it. Not necessarily anything that was high value, but stuff that people might be interested in nonetheless. All right, well, there you have it. My hope going in was that I could find some sort of sports memorabilia or autographs or sports cards. I found plenty of that stuff. Not necessarily anything I wanted to take home for the prices that were there, but I found them nonetheless. Maybe this is typical for the antique malls in your area. I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, remember there are new episodes of the audio podcast that come out every Thursday. And as always, thanks for watching.